Hey campers, and welcome to Camp Paradise Weekly.
We're Captains Jay and Heather Needham. We are the camp directors here at Camp Paradise Valley. We're excited to be here with you.
We hope that in these videos you find lots of fun things to do and learn.
So let's get started.
Tune in to next week's episodes to find all the great things you can learn and do this summer.
Welcome campers to CPW KT TV. I am your camp meteorologist, Jane Lorraine, here to report your accurate camp weather for today. Weather conditions right now are sunny with a temperature of 87 degrees, with the wind out of the north at 7 miles per hour, a UV index of 9, and that means campers, you should get out the sunscreen for today. Now let's check our radar to see if there's any rain on the Doppler for today. Right now, as you can see, it's clear. But for a more accurate forecast, let's go to our field reporter, who is out reporting from Lake Del Hollow.
Don't do long ones, just do short bursts. And we'll pick the best one.
Well, it looks like we're having some technical difficulties. Well, we'll have to get back with him shortly. But for now, let's check the future forecast for the rest of the week. And it looks like your report is fun. Fun for the rest of the week. Now, let's go back to Lake Del Hollow and see if those technical difficulties have been fixed.
Once again, this is your weather guy, Doug in Weather, and I'm reporting live from Lake Del Hollow, just on Camp Paradise Valley shores. And I'm in the lake, and I'm reporting that it's wet. The lake is wet. That's the biggest word I can use for today, is the lake is wet. The weather is beautiful out. The sun is shining. There's a slight breeze. It's almost a perfect day to go fishing. Back to you, Jane Lorraine.
It's pretty obvious it was a good day for fishing. He made that really apparent, didn't he? Hello campers, here at CPW KT TV, we ask the hard weather questions. During our investigative report, studies showed that people would look towards animals and plants for hints about the weather. Before it rains, cows lie down. Is that true? Well, we're going to try to find out. Answer that question. Let's go now to our field reporter.
This is Doug in Weather, and I've found a cow, and I'm going to ask him, hey cow, we want to know, do you stand when it's sunny and you lay down when it rains? Jane Lorraine, he's not answering. But obviously he's standing, and if you look around us, it's sunny. Back to you. Hi, this is Doug in Weather again, and I found a couple of other barnyard friends, and I want to ask them if they have ever seen a cow lying down when it's raining. Hey, everybody wants to know, do cows lie down when it rains? Once again, Jane Lorraine, the animals aren't talking. Back to you.
I'm getting reports that you have a person there to interview.
Young lady, we're trying to answer the story. Do cows lie down before it rains? Do you know the answer to that?
I think so.
You think so? Have you ever seen it happen?
No.
Well, then how do you know it happens? All right. Jane Lorraine, I think this subject needs a little bit more digging into. Live from Camp Paradise Valley, from CPW KTTV. This is Doug in weather reporting.
Well, she wasn't much help either. Do you have anything else to report, Doug and Weather?
Got an interview with a real live cow. So if you'll follow me over, we'll try to round up this cow and ask him if he lays down when it rains. All right, this is Doug in weather, and we just scared off our next interviewer, but I have a young cow I'm gonna ask the question to. So let's see if we can wrangle Hollow up and ask him the dying question. Hey Hollow, do you lay down when it's about to rain? I guess we'll never know the answer to this question because the cows aren't speaking, the donkeys aren't speaking, and our human interview didn't know. Back to you.
Thank you, Doug and Weather. The animals are making it challenging to get an accurate report by not talking. While you have the donkey's attention, I have a question for Dale. As part of our investigative report, it was mentioned that a sheep's wool uncurls before the rain. Will you ask Dale if there are any changes to his fur when it is about to rain?
I'm here to investigate the question, does a sheep's wool curl before it rains? I can't find any sheep here at Camp Paradise Valley, but I've got a donkey named Dale. And Dale's got some long fur. It's not really woolly, is it, Dale? But it's curly. I'm going to ask him if his wool curls before it rains. Hey, do you notice you have bad hair days when it rains? Once again, Jane Lorraine, the animals aren't talking. Back to you.
And we'll be right back after this commercial break. We seem to have a report coming from Doug and Weather from the desert. I didn't know we had a desert here at Camp Paradise Valley.
Hi, this is your Roman weather guy, Doug in weather, and I'm out here at the volleyball court here at Paradise Valley. And as you can see, it's sandy, it's dry, it's almost like a desert out here. But it's a beautiful day to play a game of volleyball. Back to you, Jane Lorraine.
And now, let's go outside at our studios, where we have a special guest who's going to show us how to make a sundial.
We've come outside to the sunniest part, and we've placed our dial on the ground. We know now that it is 3 o'clock, so we've placed the 3 on the shadow of the dial. And within every hour, you'll come out and you'll place another rock where the sun has moved the shadow on the dial.
Well, campers, that seems like something fun to make at home. And why don't you give it a try? And it's pretty easy instructions too. I think it would be a lot of fun to try that. Let's take a minute to check in with our field reporter, Doug in Weather, and see where he's reporting from right now.
This is Doug in Weather with the weather. As I'm going around camp checking out how the weather is at different locations, I am right now at Lakeview Lodge. And as you can see, the weather is beautiful out here. You can see the lake from here. Just take a gander at that beautiful lake here. And that is Lake Dale Hollow. Back to you, Jane Lorraine.
Well, campers, as you know, weather has been a part of what happens in the earth and with creation since the beginning of creation. And we do have a historical news story for you. Have you ever noticed that when people don't seem to have anything else to talk about, their favorite subject becomes the weather? Weather affects people's daily activities and decisions, but it has the biggest impact on people whose work largely depends on weather conditions. They're pilots, construction workers, farmers, bus drivers, truck drivers. How about lifeguards? There are quite a few stories in the Bible that are affected by the weather. There's the story of Noah and the ark. When he was building the ark, he was relying on the fact that God had told him that it was going to rain, and the rain was going to cause the flood for the ark to be able to move and float. Well, today we're going to talk about a story from the book of Matthew, chapter 7, and it is about the wise and foolish builders. And Matthew 7, 24 to 27 says this: "Therefore, everyone who hears these words of mine and puts them into practice is like a wise man who built his house on the rock. The rain came down, the streams rose, and the winds blew and beat against the house, yet it did not fall, but it had its foundation on the rock. But everyone who hears these words of mine and does not put them into practice is like a foolish man who built his house on the sand. The rain came down, the streams rose, and the winds blew and beat against that house, and it fell with a great crash." One time in the Bible, as that Jesus talked to many people about God and heaven. They sat down and listened to him for hours. Can you imagine what it must have been like to hear Jesus and see him face to face? Jesus told the people many things about God and about how to act. As he was talking, he shared how important it was to listen and do the things that he said. In these verses, Jesus shared a story to help the people know why it was important to obey God and do what he said. There were 2 men who wanted to build new homes. They looked and looked for the perfect spot for their house. One man was wise. This means that he thought about things before he did them. He was careful in making his decisions and listened to the ideas of others. The other man was foolish. This means that he did not listen to what others thought. He did whatever he wanted and did not worry about what would happen. The wise man decided to build his house in the hard rock. He poured a foundation of concrete first, then built his house. He made sure that everything was done correctly. The foolish man loved the beach. He thought it would be wonderful to have a house on the beach by the ocean. It would be close to the water and he would go swimming whenever he wanted. He did not think about the water being close to his house or what would happen when a storm came. One day, dark gray clouds drifted over the town. Suddenly, lightning bolted across the sky. The wind blew hard and raindrops flooded the town. The water began to rise and rise. The tide from the ocean began to creep up to the foolish man's house. Before long, the house was flooded. There was nothing the foolish man could do. The winds blew harder and knocked the house down with a crash. The wise man watched the storm coming from his home. He had thought about the importance of a safe, secure home. Now, when the storm was here, he was safe. He did not have to worry. His house stood strong. Jesus told this story to help us see that we should be like the wise man. When we are doing things, we should ask God for help and listen for his answers. He will guide us and show us what to do and make sure that we are safe. The important thing to remember is that we must do what God says. Who do you want to be like? The wise man or the foolish man? The best choice is to be like the wise man. He listened to God. When we hear what God says in the Bible and do it, we are being wise. Jesus is the solid rock. We need to build our lives on him. We can depend on him at all times. He is the same yesterday, today, and forever. When we need answers, we can go to him in prayer and by reading his word. He will give us the wisdom that we need for every choice in life. Let's listen to him and obey. Now let's close with prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, thank you for this example of how we should make the right choices. Lord, I pray that we make the right choices to follow you and to listen to what you say so that we may be wise. And Lord, so that we may understand what you want for us and to know that you are guiding us in our lives, Lord. Lord, I pray that we might make the right choice just to follow you and to invite you to be a part of our lives every day, every moment of the day. In Jesus' name I pray.
Hello campers, and welcome back to Camp Paradise Weekly. We hope that you're having a great time. And today for story time, we're going to read about weather. What's your favorite type of weather? Do you like it when it's sunny and warm? Do you like snow? Do you like rainy weather? My favorite type of weather is warm, sunny days. No matter what type of weather is your favorite, there's one thing that we can all agree on: the weather changes. In life, we have lots of changes that take place. Sometimes the changes are sunny and nice, and sometimes they're cold and cloudy. But no matter what changes in our lives, one thing is always the same: Jesus. Hebrews 13:18 tells us that Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. Jesus is our solid rock. We can depend on him and build our lives on him. Jesus will be with us, helping us, guiding us every day, no matter what the weather is like.
First, thank you for tuning in today for your camp weather report. And on behalf of Doug and Weather, this is your camp meteorologist, Jane Lorraine, with CPW KTTV. And we hope you tune in next time. And I hope your summer days are full of fun in the sun.